Hey, Josh here, and I'm back. Sorry about the long wait. It says 4 weeks, which shouldn't it switch to a month? But that's besides the point. It's been 4 weeks since my last video, and that is unfortunately because I am a university. I have tons of essays and tons of tests to do, and it's getting really busy right now, and unfortunately that's kind of going to be the status quo for the next little while. But I'll try my best to get the videos out. Starting with this one, it's my review of the Repo the Genetic Opera Deluxe soundtrack. If you didn't know this was out, there is a link to where you can buy it online on the main page of Repo Genetic Opera, or you can buy it at your local Hot Topic, though qualities are very limited. This being an extended soundtrack, it is just the same soundtrack as before, but with 17 new tracks on it. And the cover looks exactly the same, so you're not really missing anything if you don't get the hard copy. To start off, the first new track is at the very beginning of the album, called Depraved Heart Murder at Sanitarium Square. Now, this is the instrumental piece that plays over the initial comic book sequence, and if you've ever stopped to actually listen to this thing, or if you've listened to it on its own, via a movie rip or something, this is actually a really fantastic instrumental track, and while this extended soundtrack does contain perhaps a few too many instrumental tracks, this is definitely one of the better ones that can easily stand on its own as a new track. It's a definitely worthy inclusion. Sadly, some of these instrumental tracks are in place of still the climax and the actual Sanitarium Square songs, which is a serious disappointment, but maybe the pay site. Either way, this instrumental track definitely goes through the motions, has a lot of different keys to it, a lot of different beats to it. It's fantastic listening by itself, definitely one of the better instrumental pieces out there. The second song is Crucifixus, which is an atmospheric piece by Blind Mag. I'm not amazingly fond of it. It sets the tone, but it's not really good outside of the context of the movie, I think, at least. The third one being A Repo Man's Daughter, which is an extended version of the music that plays when Shiloh is fainting, right when she's caught at the beginning of the movie by the guards in the graveyard. And it works better on its own, actually. I found it quite an enjoyable track. The next track being an absolutely pointless track, which I am frustrated this was put in place of any other song. It's called A New World Organ. It was on the pre-surgery sampler, if you've ever listened to that. It is basically just people saying the genetic opera, or gene code, in different languages. And you know what? This is fucking retarded. I'm sorry to swear here and be crude, but honestly it is. It's 11 seconds long. It's absolutely pointless. Thankfully, we were saved right after that by a 22-second track, which, while not a huge track in itself, was one of the funnier parts of the movie, in my opinion. It was a song called Lungs and Livers, and it's basically a commercial jingle for GeneCo about how if you buy their parts, you can get good deals on them. And it's sung in a really cheesy fashion, but it's a lot of fun to listen to. Otherwise, there is Before the Escape, which it basically plays right after Shiloh gets a phone call at Sanitarium Square from Nathan, and it's kind of pointless. Doesn't really add a whole lot, especially on its own. It's not bad, though, in and of itself. Also is Worthy Heirs, that is right after that. That is the music that plays over the comic overlay where it is aptly describing Roddy's kids is asking if they're worthy heirs. It's kind of an odd transition at the start. I understand why they did it for the standalone piece, but it sounds really odd. It's not bad in and of itself, not a huge listening quality, I would think, but it does transition very nicely into the new Zydrate Anatomy. Yes, there is a new Zydrate Anatomy, which is the exact same song except with a couple bits added back in. Now this is Paris Hilton's or Amber Sweet's dialogue coming back in. So you think you got hard, so you think you got balls, bit that's added back in, which you may have even missed it in the original recording, but it's definitely noticeable if you go back and listen to it with that added info. But it's nice. The sound quality doesn't seem to be quite as good, but it's nothing that will hinder your enjoyment of it. It's still good. The main draw to this album, I imagine, for most people, will be the 3-song section that has been added after Chase the Morning, which, if anyone remembers, there was a set of songs that played in between Chase the Morning and 17. All of those are here now, including Everyone's a Composer, Come Back, and What Chance as a 17-Year-Old Girl. Each about a minute long, so 1:15, 1:49, 1:43 seconds. And these are all really good songs. It's really awesome to listen to these in tandem through to Chase the Morning and 17. This is what I think they were trying to go for with the album. If I can just stop here for a second, I think they were trying to add in a lot of the instrumental and trying to suture a lot of the songs together so you could feasibly listen to this as a standalone experience, which I think actually would have almost worked if they had added the climax. Anyway, these are some great songs, all three of them. Sarah Brightman's a fantastic singer. Everyone's a composer is great, and while What Chances a 17-year-old girl is really short, it is very effective. I am terribly sorry, I'm going to have to split this into two parts. Quickly, click on the other link. Go, just go.